Well, hello again, everybody. It's Sam Walker with the WOBX Podcast. Glad to have you along with us here with a rundown on some of the top stories we've been keeping an eye on for you. Of course, being Christmas week, it always is a weird feeling week, and it was a weird kind of Wednesday around the Outer Banks with a wee bit of a blow. We'll talk about that in the WOBX Weather Center forecast coming up in just a little bit. Let's get off to, first off, story that popped up this morning from down at Jennette's Pier. Unfortunately, we've had a marine mammal stranding on Wednesday morning. Around 7:30, it was reported at Jennette's Pier. Responders from the marine mammal stranding team here on the Outer Banks arrived to assess the whale, which was rolling around in the wash. And unfortunately, because of the tide and safety concerns, they couldn't really get in there and do anything about it. But in this morning, eventually waited for the tide to go down, was found that animal was struggling and unfortunately had to be euthanized because of its rapidly declining health. And that was a close-up picture of that whale. Details about it, the North Carolina Aquarium on Roanoke Island's got a lot of details up on their Facebook page right now. I know it's been circulating across the social media channels today, so you can get all the details about that there. The town of Killable Hills is taking applications for anyone that's interested in being appointed to an open seat on the Killable Hills Board of Commissioners. That seat came open when Commissioner John Windley was elected mayor. He was sworn in December 11th. Now, the Board of Commissioners has set up a nomination and ballot method to fill the vacant seat. They're going to do that at February 5th, at their meeting on February 5th. Potential candidates must reside in Killable Hills corporate limits and must complete an application in order to be considered. A resume may be submitted with the completed application. The town's got all the details on their website, and we've got links to that at WOBX.com. Well, with North Carolina again holding party primaries during a presidential election year in late winter, that means filing for the 2024 election has already taken place in December. Party primaries will be held on Tuesday, March the 5th. In-person early voting begins Thursday, the 15th of February. Runs through 3 p.m. Saturday, March 2nd. The general election, again, will take place November 5th. Full rundown on who's running in the primaries locally in the greater Outer Banks counties, along with the U.S. Congress, State House and Senate, statewide judicial, and presidential preference primaries. You'll find that at WOBX.com. Now, it should be noted that the congressional and legislative filings are based on maps that were approved by the General Assembly earlier this year. Legal challenges to those maps have been filed and could lead to changes that would delay the primaries for House and Senate on the state side and the U.S. congressional seats here in North Carolina as well. So a lot could happen between now and even the next couple of weeks as we get closer to the primaries, which again are in March. Well, it is the final weekend for the Corolla Christmas Village presented by Twitty & Company and the Currituck Outer Banks. Step into a winter wonderland in historic Corolla Village this holiday season. Experience the magic of sparkling lights, winter delights, and enchanting holiday sights. Enjoy food and more from Steamer's Restaurant and Catering and Tasty Treats this weekend. Great local shopping, too. That's this Friday and Saturday, the final 2 nights for the Corolla Christmas Village, 5 to 8 p.m. Friday and Saturday. And taking a peek at that forecast, looks like the weather's going to be great. Don't forget also free skating's going on at Corolla Historic Park. Special hours on Thursday, noon to 6, Friday and Saturday, 2 to 9, and they'll wrap up the skating on New Year's Eve from noon to 6 on Sunday. So a chance to get out there and skate in the shadow of the Currituck Beach Lighthouse. It's the final weekend of 2023's Corolla Christmas Village presented by Twitty & Company and the Currituck Outer Banks. WOBX Podcast continues now with info on a switch of military contracts that's going to result in job losses for more than 90 workers to perform aircraft maintenance on the C-130Js at the Coast Guard base in Elizabeth City. BusinessNC.com reported that Chantilly, Virginia-based Amentum filed a notice with the state that would permanently lay off 92 workers at the base on February 3rd, but the operations manager for that company says the situation's not dire since he expects all the employees to get job offers from LogMet. That's a Texas-based company that's taking over the work. This is kind of normal operating procedure for these contracts that someone new will come in and take it over, and the folks that are already working there are just going to get offered because they have a certain set of skills required to do those jobs. The Irene Nolan Memorial Scholarship Fund has had waves of community support since it was established in December 2021 with the help of the Outer Banks Community Foundation. And 2023 marked a milestone for the fund, which was launched in honor of Island Free Press co-founder and original editor Irene Nolan. The scholarship fund has been a dream for everyone at the IFP since Irene passed away in 2017, 10 years after she established Hatteras and Ocracoke Island's first online newspaper. In May, the Island Free Press awarded the first ever Irene Nolan Memorial Scholarship to Grace Shoemaker of Buxton, who's in her first year at Pitt Community College. Well, restaurants across the area were dominating, getting high ranks. And, of course, there's also some changing hands, closing altogether, visits from a viral music sensation, and stars from college basketball, disruption in the main link from the Mid-Atlantic to the Greater Outer Banks, and a long history of these shores. Those were our top 10 stories that were read at WOBX.com this year. But there's so many other stories that we got to back in February. We gave you an exclusive first look into the transformation of the former Elizabeth City High School Middle School into Betsytown Flats. That's nearly complete. In the fall, we were on the scene as the National Park Service tore down 2 of the nearly 24 homes in Rodanthe that are threatened by erosion. Some of our top stories, our number 7 top story was when thousands descended on Moore's Farm in Currituck to hear viral sensation Oliver Anthony on a steamy August Sunday afternoon to remember in Currituck County. Number 6 was when the Outer Banks rolled out the Carolina blue carpet for UNC Ben's basketball team in July. No, they didn't take the ferry from Chapel Hill. They took the team bus down US 64 in July. In fact, we've seen that team bus out here a couple of times with regular charters, not with the basketball team. But thanks to Dare County native Johnny Tillett with his contributions from a host of local businesses as well. Tar Heels got a short break from classes and off-season workouts back in July. And 4 Outer Banks restaurants in Yelp's first top 100 eateries in the Carolinas. The Kittleville Grill, they ranked 17th. Saltbox Cafe in Collington, 21st. Food Dude's Kitchen in Kittleville Hills ranked 64th, and Blue Moon Beach Grill in Nags Head rated 75th. Find all those top 10 stories, most read stories this year at WOBX.com right now. And we talked about it at the top of the show. It was a raw day today on the Outer Banks. So not that cold, just windy and wet. Not really all that windy, but it was just enough to make things feel kind of nasty out there. We'll see all that kind of clear out. Mostly cloudy skies expected Thursday, highs around 60. Thursday night, partly cloudy with lows around 45. Friday, sunny and 57. Saturday and Sunday, sunny with a high 50. New Year's Eve, mostly clear. So should be a great night to head down to Manio or whatever you're going to go to for your New Year's Eve activities. Corolla Christmas Village, too, on Saturday. Friday and Saturday, the weather forecast looks good. The ice skating will be going on Sunday there in Corolla. But clear skies, a low down to 33 overnight on New Year's Eve. Inland, 37 at the beach. Then mostly sunny on New Year's Day and a high of 50. And that is going to do it for this edition of the WOBX Podcast. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sam Walker.